Guys, decent one on the popper. I knew there might be one by that stick. Heck yeah. Sweet topwater blow up on that Megabass BFS popper, guys. There's one. There we go, there's a bass in the mud line. Borealis mid roller. I got it in a mirrored bluegill colored. So what I'm gonna do now is try to find a few more wind-blown banks with those mud lines and see if we can reproduce that. Yo, we are a long ways west again this morning, and I've had my butt kicked at this lake once before. I think I came out and only caught like 3 fish in a whole morning. I wanted to get away from the city again, and I want to see if I can get a little bit of redemption on this lake. And unbelievable how much worse the road has gotten to get out here. I'll just kind of give y'all a little peek of what is supposed to be a boat ramp right now, but it is absolutely brutal to get yourself down here. I mean, we're talking about like 6 to 8 inch drop-offs right there. That's what the boat ramp used to be. Apparently the lake is super low, which I'm not getting a great feeling about. The water's decently clear. I won't say it's muddy. Again, I'm not getting a super good feeling, but we put all that effort to get the boat in the water. We may as well give it the good old college try, see what we can catch. All right, Oakley, round 2. Oh, there's something. What is that? Oh, little bitty bass on the Megabass popper, guys. There's the starter fish. About a 7-inch bass on the Megabass BFS size popper. Guys, decent one on the popper. I got 4-pound line on. I knew there might be one by that stick. Heck yeah. Better back off the drag a little on him. 4-pound mono. That was a nice blow up too. Got it on a little 6-foot rod. Not gonna lie, that one surprised me. After we caught that 7-incher, I didn't know if we'd be able to get a keeper size on the old BFS size popper, but I was wrong. That's not bad right there, boys. There's a little vindication for making that 1.5 hour long drive out here and getting through the mud. Sweet topwater blow up on that Megabass BFS popper, guys. Got it in a bone color on a Sioux Dark Wolf with my little 6-foot Handing Magic light action rod. Thank you, buddy. That was fun. There's one. There's one, guys, on the line through. Little guy. That bluegill fire colored line through. Little stink. Sometimes in the summer, guys, instead of putting the red on the tail, I do like to go a little bit of scented chartreuse, and I got a bluegill fire colored 6 cents divine in that 2.7-inch size. I do like throwing the bluegill colors the further it gets away from post spawn. Guys, spent 2 hours there. Against my better judgment, I went ahead and launched at that lake. It was really low. The water was murkied. It's supposed to be a clear water lake. It was not. Did end up getting 4 bites. Lost a decent one on the line through, caught a small one on the line through, and then caught a small popper fish and a decent popper fish. But as I was kind of fishing my way back to the boat ramp, I was ready to give up. I hit a submerged stump with my trolling motor, and it about launched me over the front of the boat, and just, you know, instinct, I put my hand down to catch myself, to keep myself from going in the water, and launched my Cast King Kestrel rod and a Sioux Dark Wolf into the lake. I couldn't fish it back out. It is 9:25 in the morning right now. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to waste any more time there. We're going to go try to salvage the rest of the morning. Fish, guys. That was pretty quick. Might be a pretty good one too. Yep. Look at that. Jumped way out of the water. That was sick. That's a spot. It's a nice spot. Biggest spot I've caught in a while. We're out here on a very big body of water. It's going to be fairly windy, and it's churned up from all the rain we've got. But despite all the rain, it's still 13 feet low. But nonetheless, about 5 minutes at the first spot, we got a nice little spotted bass. Since the water's pretty churned up and it's windy, I got a 3/16 ounce micro bladed cush ball without the skirt on it, with a 3-inch pearl white 6th whale and some chartreuse spiking on the tail there. I'm throwing it on my Cast King Zephyr with that 7-pound sunline and a Dobbin 700C. Let's keep rolling. I almost thought that was a smallmouth for a second there, but just a spot. Oh, little drum. God dang. Little drum buddy popped it right before it got to the boat. I'm gonna try to keep my back to the wind as best I can for you guys. I can't run the wind muffs once it gets about like over 80 degrees because they always overheat, but little drum on the naked chatter. There's one, boys. That one might be better. That one might be better, boys. Oh, that's why. Pretty good drum. Pretty good drum on the naked chatter. That's all right though, guys. When you're by drum, you're normally by bait, and when you're by bait, you're normally by bass. So hopefully we can get 1 or 2 more bass off this wind-blown wall. I will not be able to boat flip this one. Will I? No, I will not. He almost looks like a saltwater drum, guys. They're not pretty, but they put up a good fight on bait finesse, so we'll take them today. After I caught that first spot, on this first spot, I thought I was going to catch more green bass, but after that it's been nothing but drum, so I think I'm going to go ahead and switch up spots. Fish. That one might be a bass, guys. I think that's a bass. Oh no, got another species though. It is a bass, just not the right color. And that's a species I'm definitely not surprised to catch here. This lake is loaded with these as well. And it also has hybrid. That'd be really cool to catch one of those today. Little white bass on the naked chatter slash bladed cush ball, whatever you want to call it. Guys, good fish. Good fish on the mud line. On the cush ball. Good fish. Dang it, dang it, dang it. It is a pretty good drum. Son of a gun. I do think there's fish hiding in that mud line right all through here. The wind's blowing so hard that it's stirring up the bank right there. That drum needs to get some sun. He's pasty. There's a fish on the little crankbait, guys. Just a small bass, I think. Yeah. A little spotted bass. That's all right though. I got him on a Guggen micro banger. I will give Guggen some props because they do make a micro of about every model of hard bait that they produce. So if y'all are looking for another line of baits that has some good BFS options, that is a really small square bill crankbait, but that ghost gill color is money in my area with that little chartreuse tip, and it actually does have a rattle in it despite how small it is, which is something else that I like. We're just going to try to be grateful for every little fish that we get today, and hopefully I'll run into a good one. It's been too long since I've run into a lake fish over about that 4 to 5 pound mark, so this lake is a place where I can do that. It just normally takes some grinding. There's one. There we go, there's a bass in the mud line. Where I thought he'd be. That's awesome, guys. I saw this mud line and I had to stop and fish it. Put on a new crankbait, we got a full-size bass. Now we just got to try to stop ourselves against the wind. Golly, it's a nice bass. Mid-roller. It's been a little while since y'all saw that bait. Duo Realis mid-roller. I got it in a mirrored bluegill colored. So what I'm gonna do now is try to find a few more wind-blown banks with those mud lines and see if we can reproduce that. Fish. What's that? Oh, there you go. Got another bass. Just the wrong color. Oh, white. Anything's the right color today, I suppose. There's a little white bass on the mid-roller. There's another one, boys. All right, so you see it right here, mud line. Another one. I mean, he's not very big. The last one that we caught was actually a good keeper size. This one is only about 12 inches, but I think they might be camoing themselves out in the mud lines and then ambushing some bait as they come through there. Fish. Woohoo! God, that thing went real high on the mid-roller. The spotted bass act like smallmouth in here. This lake is dang near unrecognizable from when I used to fish it a lot. It always used to be just like a few feet low, but for some reason over the last 2 years it's drained out. We had a really dry year last year, but we've had like the 4th wettest year of all time this year, and for some reason it's still 13 feet low. They must still be sending all the water down river. But there's another small bass. That's a spot on that duo mid-roller. There we go, guys. Another mudline fish. What is it? Another mudline fish. Feels a little better, actually. Oh my gosh. Well, let's just go ahead and have us a miniature multi-species day. There's another species, guys. Little channel cat. There we go, guys. There we go. I think we might go home on that one, boys. It's about all the more of a butt kicking I want to take today. Nothing too crazy big, but we definitely caught some. That fish was suspended. Got him on the microbladed fish ball. It's a versatile bait. You can treat it just like a ball head swim bait if you want to. You can work it like a jig. You can pulse it to make it vibe, kind of like a lipless crankbait. That's why I like them. Well, that's about all the more of a butt kicking that I want to take for today. For whatever reason, the last few times that I put a lot of time into planning a trip and drove a long ways away from home to fish, it's just not panning out. I definitely caught numbers today, but it just wasn't anything crazy, and it was a grind and a half to cover enough water to even get all of those fish that I caught in the boat. It got super windy towards the end of the day. It wasn't a total wash, guys, because I had planned to go out and fish that first lake pretty much, you know, all morning and into the early afternoon today. And I spent an hour and a half there, and I cut the cord quick because it was shaping up to be the same way as a previous trip out there. And I was going to come to this lake this weekend, and it pretty much saved me a trip out here because I will not be coming back out here until it's at least maybe like 4 to 5 feet low, something like that. It's got to come way back up and just put some of the shallow cover back underwater for me to want to come back up here and spend the time and money to get up here to fish. But if y'all stuck with me this long, I really do appreciate it. Please consider subscribing if you haven't yet, and leave a like for me. Talk with me down in the comments below. Check out links to gear and discount codes in the description above, and check out links to more bait finesse action on my playlist in the pinned comment. But other than that, y'all take her easy. Oakley and I are headed home. We'll catch you on the next one. The wind's blowing so hard that it's stirring up the bank right there. That drum needs to get some sun. He's pasty.